But it's time now to hear from this amazing band.
Oh boy.
Midnight on the Water time.
Yeah.
It's midnight already?
It's always time for midnight
it was 9
on
o'clock.
the water.
So we're going to sit back and be part of the audience and
Hopefully you enjoy the show.
enjoy the show.
We will.
Start with fraction set.
All right.
So the first thing we're gonna play is probably the oldest Midnight on the Water set that we've got. It features a tune that Danny wrote called Fractions of Mast. Not of the Mast, right?
Of Mast.
Okay, Fractions of Mast. A great Keith Murphy tune called Rain of Love, and then a tune of mine called Whiskey Business. Yeah, so hopefully you guys like it. Oh, and I mentioned our website. You can also find us on Facebook. We've been sort of bouncing around the idea of doing a little live stream show every once in a while from there. So Midnight on the Water on Facebook, Instagram, our website's Midnight on the Water, all over the place. Let's do it.
we hearing there?
Yeah, what was that?
The first tune was Danny's tune, Fractions of Mast. The second was Keith Murphy's Reign of Love, and the last one was one of mine called Whiskey Business. And
Nice going.
you get to hear a lot of the variety of sort of wild stuff that we end up doing. And
I don't think I ever told you the story of the name Fractions of Mass.
yeah, I've got absolutely zero clue.
Amy, my girlfriend Amy and I started dating right before the pandemic, and so we were asking, you want to go on another date? Well, I'm kind of at half mast. Yeah, I'm kind of at quarter mast. And so
That's
we
so
made
sweet.
a promise that we'd be like honest with each other about whatever mast we were at, and whatever fraction of mast we were at. If we wanted to go on a date, we'd go on the date.
Oh,
And
that's
that
really
worked
sweet.
Really well for us, and so I wrote this tune then for our first birthday.
That's really sweet.
I've never heard that before.
No.
The things you find out when you do live streams together.
Yeah, seriously, this is what I'm saying. Is
You
we
never
should
know.
We got to start doing live streams.
I'm gonna start doing
Yeah.
that when you ask me to do the dishes. I'm at quarter past right now. I can't really clean up after myself.
Now, Nathan, we're playing viola, and this is viola-esque. It's a large.
I was. Yeah, so I was playing a viola earlier. Now I'm on what's called a hard anger d'amore.
Oh,
This is a new variation of a hardanger fiddle. The hardanger fiddle comes from Norway. It's a sympathetic fiddle. So beyond these strings up top, I've also got some strings below
Ooh.
that make this real kind of vibraty sound. This one, this is the 46th of its kind. I went to Norway to pick it up in August.
It's from Norway.
It's from Norway.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
from the southern
impressive.
region.
now
Does it have an accent? I guess it kind of does, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, and it tells me a lot of things.
Uh-huh. You know,
So-
I want to remember saying that
Yeah.
we first met Nathan on our way to a gig
You did.
in New Jersey because you had asked us if we could stop because you noticed that we were playing not very far from where you had a youth orchestra.
Yeah.
And on a Saturday, kind of late in the morning, perhaps, we were on our way. And we said, "Sure, we'll go just a couple miles out of our way and see what you got going there." And you just had this great bunch of young people playing beautiful music, and it was a joy to be there for a couple hours.
and we taught them something by ear.
It was huge for them. Yeah.
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 They were all very excited about their notation, and I think I remember Molly specifically to the bass player saying, "Well, just play an A here. It'll be okay."
Stick on the A,
When
keep
in
in the
doubt.
rhythm, and it'll be a wonderful thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was really great. How many years ago was that? Like 10? 12?
I think it was maybe 9 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fortuitous thing. Then you invited me to come to the Ashokan Center for the first time, and that's where I
Yes.
met Tom. And
And now look at you.
Now
I can't get rid of him. So thank you. I appreciate it.
That's my move.
That happens
Just never
with
leave.
Tom once you meet him. Yeah.
One other note about this instrument. Was it last week that Aldo Lavaggi was our guest?
Yes.
Yes, and he has essentially that same instrument made by somebody here in the Northeast. It's a 5-string
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
5 sympathetic
Wow.
strings.
That's awesome.
Very,
Very
very
special.
similar. Very similar.
It's really
wait to
an
hear it.
amazing thing to see 2 of those
In
1
the-
week apart
Yeah.
on the quiet room. So special.
Okay, well, what do you got?
Yeah,
for
what have you
us?
got?
What have we
coming
got
up?
for you? What we've got for you now, I think we're gonna take it down a little bit. Play a couple of good contradance standards, a couple of marches, Coleman's March, and
Beautiful.
another Keith Murphy tune on the Danforth.
Shout out Keith Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up a little bit. Just a little.
I'm worried I'm gonna become a shish kebab
Oh,
if I pull up too
okay.
close.
No,
this
no,
way
no.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A shish kebab.
Ready?
When you
This will hear you a long way that way. So
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep going until you're.
no, you're good.
Beautiful.
Really?
Thank you.
I love the dynamic range that you guys produce.
That is that's one of my favorites that we do.
Can you name the tunes again?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
there are people still
that's
asking.
Coleman's March.
Yeah.
Great tune. One of the best tunes ever. and
Absolutely.
On the Danforth by Keith Murphy.
Oh, okay.
And
Beautiful.
Really nice.
yeah, we came up with that for the album that we've got coming out soon,
Yeah.
and I think it's one of my favorite tracks that we've
Really,
done.
really fun what you've done with that too. Gorgeous.
And
Coleman's March as well.
and we've got
Oh, look.
one more quickie.
And
This
Nathan
is-
has his third instrument in the evening.
This is called a fiddle, Jay. Have you ever
Ah,
seen? Do you wanna?
it's
would
so
you like to
dimi-
hold it? It's
I've
very.
heard of them.
it's so diminutive.
It is, yeah.
It's kind of small, but
This one I-
significant.
Yeah.
Very significant, very loud.
Yes.
And I'll
It's only got
hopefully keep
4
it short.
strings.
I know. I don't really know what to do with them. I get
How do you
bored.
It gets kind of confusing.
Yeah.
The last set was our maximum amount of strings on a tune with the
Yeah.
mandolin, the
That's a
hardanger.
lot of strings.
What, 22 strings?
Yeah, Danny, when are you gonna add some onto that?
I just slowly break them.
That's true.
So I think we just
So you have another set of tunes, and then we're gonna jam
then we've
together
got
again.
a little group,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
group stuff. But
The last
I think
set
we just jump in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready? Yeah. We're ready.
1, 2,
Right.
3.
Thank
beautiful.
Yeah.
Julia Delaney medleyed with Rich Girl by Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Of course,
Like
Yeah.
you do.
like you do.
They're both Irish tunes. The
Right,
the
yeah,
second
for
one's
Paddy's.
by O'Hall and
Oates.
Oates.
The famous Irish group, yes.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, I have. That was so beautiful, and I feel so lucky to have you guys as guests
Thank
tonight.
you.
Yeah.
We feel.
Thank you for saying yes to this.
Thank you for bringing us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you've had a big day all day.
Oh yeah.
This is
It's-
awesome.
This is rejuvenating.
I wanted to mention a couple things before we
Oh.
start wrapping it up here in the quiet room for tonight. They are things coming up at the Ashokan Center, and on March the 28th, which is a Friday, coming pretty soon, Anda Union, which is an 8-piece band from Mongolia
Wow.
that are
That's
going to
awesome.
be playing some traditional Mongolian music.
With
So-
fiddles that are bowed like a cello.
Funny fiddles, yes. And they'll be doing some throat singing and some other singing as well as they're playing. 8 people at the Ashokan Center. That's March 28th, which is a Friday.
And I want to thank Matt Greenhill, who some of you know
Oh
from
yeah.
Southern Week, who books many people. He's got
Yeah.
a wonderful agency. He and us as well. But he called, said this group is going to be available on that weekend, and we went for it.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so
it's
lucky.
great. A couple other things coming up I thought people might want to know about. One is Fiddle Hell Online, and that's Thursday through Sunday, April 3rd through 6th, so in another couple of weeks. It's always a lot of fun. They have over 170 workshops during that long weekend, 30 concerts, and 27 jam sessions, all happening. So classes and jams and concerts at Fiddle Hell Online. You can find them just by typing in Fiddle Hell.
And you know who'll be there?
Who'll be there?
We will.
Yes, we will.
We will.
We're going to be
Yes.
doing a couple of few things on there. But also all kinds of music from bluegrass to Cajun to Irish to klezmer to swing and much more. All kinds of styles. So check them out, Fiddle Hell. And then I just want to mention Earth Fest coming up in April at the Ashokan Center. More about that next week. Let's play some more music.
Let's
So
play some more
what we forgot to write down here is Maison de Glace.
Oh!
Let's do that.
Yeah.
To play
What
that
do you-
too.
How do you feel about going from that beautiful jig
Mhm.
Oh,
into Far From Home in the same
Sure.
key
Oh,
in
yeah.
4/4 time? Do you
Yeah.
think that would be cool?
Yeah.
Or do you guys have
How
like
does-
such a
I'm gonna
beautiful
be a
way of
mandolin.
ending it?
how
that-
does it end again?
I don't know if we
Show.
have a beautiful way of ending it.
Okay. It could work.
Yeah.
Is it same key? Is it same key? or
No. D to
D
G.
to G. D to
It's
G,
very
right?
good. Very. That'll be nice
I'll be a mandolinist again.
All right.
for a while.
All right.
Look at me transform.
Anybody else want to trade instruments before
Here,
we?
do you want to swap?
Not really.
I want to play the gong for this one.
Okay. I can hear it. Yeah.
So for those who tuned in late, you've been listening to Midnight on the Water. You can find them at midnightonthewater.com. And we're about to do this tune.
And
Was it written by Réjean Brunet, I think?
I believe so.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
that feels right.
thanks to everybody who has donated tonight. This is incredible. Incredible outpouring of support for the Ashokan Center.
And I think I saw that we just recently passed 60.
Really?
Yeah.
Supporters.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
my golly.
That certainly has never happened before on the Quiet Room.
Yeah, I
in-
believe
in all these 5 years of doing it.
Can you
So
guys come back every week?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll,
It's a quick
that's
drive.
amazing. It's amazing.
Would you
Thank
start
all
it?
you roomies who come
Right.
back every week and chat with each other and listen to our music and enjoy it and play along. I know a lot of you do. Here's a couple of play-alongs for you. Key of G, key of D, and then the key of G. Dog and then G. Okay. Did did you guys want to start it, or what do you
Um,
think?
How about you and I start it?
Okay.
As little plucky.
I'll just do
One,
kind of
two
a
moments.
droney sort of
Sure,
thing.
yeah.
Okay. just like we didn't rehearse it.
We barely escaped.
All right.
Well, what a great crowd we have here tonight.
Yeah.
We've surpassed 60 supporters already.
Incredible.
And then just the spirit of everybody chatting with each other and commenting on the music and enjoying it, encouraging us to do what we're doing. I love it. There's nothing like it.
Thank you for joining us here on the Quiet Room. We have a couple of 78s to play for you tonight.
Well, we're not done though.
And we're not? We're
No,
not?
we got
We have
2 more.
Oh, yeah. We have a big thing, don't we?
Are
We
we
have 2
not
big
going
things.
to do this?
I think not.
Beautiful.
Oh, we're not going to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Let's do this.
Aw.
Let's do that.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Okay.
But we
She's
will have a couple
absolutely sure.
78s after our finale here coming up.
Well, this is a medley that we recorded earlier.
We sure did.
For
And-
what? Just for fun.
For our upcoming album that will eventually have a title. We should actually figure out what are we just calling it Midnight on the Water?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Nah.
We're not sure what it's titled yet,
You
but
can-
you can find out when it comes out and you order it.
You can tell this is a band because they don't agree.
Yeah, we learned it from the best. Yeah, so this is a medley that we recorded for the album today, and just to get slightly teeny bit sappy, this is a medley of 2 tunes. The first is a tune that I wrote called Ashokan Twilight for Ashokan, which I grew up going to Ashokan and grew up idolizing these two and modeling myself.
Well, and from the very beginning, 1980, your dad, John.
My dad was there from the start and pre-start at Camp Akiba.
That was in 78.
Yeah.
And then at Camp Madison Felicia in 79, and then yes, so we have a long history. And your mom.
Yeah,
Becky.
since I was super tiny, 5 weeks old was either 3 or 5 weeks. My parents disagree on that.
You've grown.
I've grown a little bit, just a smidge.
This is Tom Crum.
I'm Tom Crum. Yes, that's me.
This is Nathan Bishop.
And Danny Hawkins
Danny
on the
Hawkins.
And together, Midnight on the Water.
cello.
So the
Well,
medley.
so the medley, yes, it's this beautiful medley, and I grew up and developed largely as a fiddler, based on you as a fiddler. And
Wow.
even now, when we're playing stuff, when I come up with a twin part, most of the time in my head, I'm just trying to hear what I've heard you play as a twin part over top of me
Got it.
before.
Which I guess makes me Ghost Jay half the time.
No, it
I'm
makes you
playing
me.
the melody. It makes me you?
Yeah.
Oh.
It
I'm Ghost Tom half the time.
so
It's
this
him
was
right there.
this was a really really special thing for me to get to record with you guys. So I'm very
Oh,
grateful
for us.
to
I have to
gotten
say, likewise. Yeah.
So yes, Ashokan Twilight, medleyed with Ashokan Farewell, and this is the exact arrangement that we recorded today.
And you wrote this first tune. Did you say that already?
I did,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
but I did write it.
Okay.
I hope. Ready?
Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Been great
Thank
to
you
have
all for
here.
being with us out there.
Man, we should record that.
Thank you, Sarah.
What an idea.
Thank you, Sarah.